Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Great energy coming in. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for Vancouver iTech Preparatory. My name is Darby Mead, and I am the principal. Would everyone please rise for the national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave.
Would the audience please be seated? Graduates, teachers, and dignitaries, please be seated. Honored guests, parents, guardians, and friends of the graduating class of 2025. Tonight is the 135th annual high school commencement of Vancouver Public Schools, and this is the 10th class to be graduating from Vancouver iTech Preparatory. I'd like to congratulate the families of these seniors and express to you my appreciation for the assistance you have provided in helping them to successfully complete this phase of their education. At this time, I would like to introduce the guests joining me on stage. They are school board directors Tracy Barrows, Kyle Sproul, Sandra Zavala Ortega, Zach Totfest, and Julie Waterman. Please give them a round of applause. I would also like to recognize the iTech faculty who this evening are wearing gowns and hoods representing their respective universities, field of studies, and degree programs. Faculty, would you please stand? Thank you, faculty. You may be seated. The 2025 commencement speakers either comprise the top 5% of this year's graduating class or have been chosen by our students and faculty to address the audience. This is a high honor, and these 4 students will share a brief glimpse into their lives at iTech and their hopes for the future. The order of speakers tonight will be Tyler Dick, Jen Probst, Lauren Knight, and Avery Hughes Davis. The theme for this year's speakers is community and collaboration as our launching pad for the future. Our first speaker tonight will be Tyler Dick. Tyler, please come to the podium.
I look out to all of you and see the group of people that have been by my side, in my classes, in the halls for the past 7 years. iTech has created a community that otherwise would not exist, pulling from every corner of our district. And within this community, we have had a high school experience like no other. And I mean that. We've all been asked the same question, and we all always answer it the same way. Yeah, I actually go to a STEM magnet school, which just kind of raises more questions. But these years together in our small community has allowed us to grow closer and become the tight-knit community that makes iTech. Together, we have accomplished so much in our time here, hosting and organizing so many assemblies and events around iTech that make our school such a fun place for everyone. So many people want to make iTech experiences feel like a normal high school, and I think our class specifically has done so much to make these fun high school experiences accessible at our unique school. I truly believe that we have made great strides to make our little group of students at the JPC into an active and thriving community. But within that community, it's still important to focus on each of us as individuals, because I think high school is one of the most important time periods of our lives, when we really start to grow up. It's a time of growth and change that allows us to transition out of that awkward middle school phase and become the person we were all meant to be. Finally having the opportunity to express ourselves in countless ways, becoming the wonderful people that sit in front of me. Seeing all my peers slowly change and find themselves is truly a great thing to witness. And only now that we've reached the end of that journey can we really look back and see just how far we've all come. The people at iTech are some of the best and most driven people I've ever met, and nowhere is that more apparent than on our extracurriculars. My one piece of advice for anybody going into high school, or anybody going into college, or anybody at any time in your life, literally ever, is join clubs. Join clubs. Clubs have not only allowed me to really delve into my passions, but have also introduced me to so many amazing people. Being able to find people with similar goals and passions as you and work alongside them to create something great is truly one of the most fulfilling things in my entire life. I've learned so much from these opportunities, so many leadership skills, communication skills, and so much more. As a running start student who doesn't take any iTech classes, clubs have served as a great opportunity to still be a part of my community at iTech. I'm so thankful for all the friends I've made because of these communities. And I want to give a special thank you to Robotics and Key Club. I am honored to have served as a president of both of these clubs. My experiences in each have been life-changing. Outside of the clubs, one of the best opportunities within iTech is the Running Start and Early College program. And you may think that I'm going to talk about the more advanced classes or the cheaper tuition, but that's not the impact it had on me. The impact it had on me was the ability to have freedom within high school, the ability to choose my own classes for the first time ever, determine my schedule, and really get a taste of what the real world is like, the world that we're all about to step into. This opportunity to peer through the window and get some practice under our belts has been invaluable. As we look forward to our futures, it's that little bit less daunting, because we've signed up for a college class before, even if it was just that one time in freshman year. It's not quite as scary now. But before we look forward, I want to take a moment to think about something that I've been considering a lot recently: legacy. What are we leaving behind when we're leaving iTech? We have all been so ingrained in this community. Have we prepared them to continue without us? Our class has done so much work to help both our iTech community and larger local community. From organizing and running our school government and other organizations to tutoring younger students and providing guidance to anyone who asks. It's so important to recognize all these things we have done, even if it was just holding things together while transitioning to a new building and getting settled. As I've been stepping down from leadership positions and passing them along to others, I can confidently say that iTech is in good hands. As we all leave here today and go our separate ways, we can confidently say that the community that we have fostered will continue to live on without us. And that may seem sad that we're all going to leave this community and go our separate ways, but we're all going off into new communities that we can continue to leave our mark on. Think of how much we can do, all having learned from each other and now getting to share that knowledge and expertise with the world. All the things we learned here will continue to be helpful as we all grow up. I am so excited to see how you amazing people continue to impact your communities and uplift everyone around you. Having seen what all of you have accomplished here at iTech, I can only imagine the great things your future holds. We have all grown so much in our time here, and each and every single one of you has something to be proud of. And I know that sometimes it's hard to see that, but it's so important, especially at a big milestone like this one, to take a step back and take pride in what you've accomplished. Today is a day to celebrate all the work you've put in, and believe me, I know how hard we have all had to work to make it here today. Whether that was work on rigorous classes or just the mental battle to get out of bed in the morning, you did it. We did it. And I want to thank everyone who was there along the way, all the friends and family, the teachers and staff, and most importantly, my fellow class of 2025. Thank you. Next, I would like to welcome up to the stage Jen Probst.
Hello, my name is Jen Probst, and my family is made up of a bunch of hikers. There are 2 times that I'm going to see my sisters this summer. One is right now, you know, high school graduation, the culmination of 4 to 7 years of hard work. And secondly is naturally to go hiking. In the summer between 8th grade and high school, my dad took me on a backpacking trip in Mount Rainier National Park. There is the initial hike into the main valley, and then a bunch of peaks that you can turn into day hikes. On the second day of the trip, my dad and I hiked up one of these mountains. At the top, when we ate lunch, looking over the valley we had just climbed out of, my dad turned to me and said, "This is proof that you can do hard things." Since then, I've climbed up much more difficult peaks, both figuratively and literally. But those words have stuck with me. Hiking up a mountain takes determination, patience, maybe some technical skills, and approximately 2.5 liters of water per person per day. And if you're going to enjoy the hike, it takes passion. Love for the views you're seeing, the air you're breathing, and of course, the people you're with. That's what gets you through all of the soreness and exhaustion. These also happen to be traits that iTech's graduating class of 2025 perfectly embodies. You need patience to learn a new math skill. You spend hours debugging code or to measure skin depth for a facial reconstruction. In sophomore year, we did a multi-class project building tennis ball launchers where we never worked with each other in the same room. That took dedication, trust, precise communication via engineering notebooks, and maybe a little bit of texting for clarity. It takes skill and practice to build a robot, to set up school events, to throw clay onto a wheel and make something beautiful. And you need passion to do any of this with the level of skill and excitement and care that I have seen from my fellow students. It's not always easy. In fact, it's almost never easy. It's not easy to start a project, to keep working on it every new rendition, every time it doesn't work. And it's not easy to write up the reflection piece you knew was coming and have been dreading writing the whole time. But every person graduating has done that over and over again, class after class, project after project. And every person graduating has the skills and traits they need to succeed in whatever they put their minds to. So, as you have just climbed the mountain of high school, and you look back on all of the memories you've made, I would like to offer you the same words my dad gave me 4 years ago. You can do hard things. And I'd like to add that there are higher mountains to climb later on, but for tonight, you've climbed this mountain, so make sure to enjoy the view. Next, I would like to welcome up to the stage Lauren Knight.
All right, good evening. My name is Lauren Knight, and I'd like to thank you all for coming to honor iTech's class of 2025. As we celebrate the end of this stage in our lives, I feel it's fitting to reflect on some of the uncertainty we've faced. Over the past year, the conversation I've dreaded most has also been one of the more frequent to come up. So what are your plans after graduation question. My response of, I'm not completely sure yet, or I'm waiting on college decisions, usually felt of more of a confession than an answer. It was if I were behind or doing something wrong. Like many of you, I felt the pressure to have my future all figured out as we wrap up high school. Being at iTech since 6th grade, many of us already had parts of our futures decided for us. We didn't have to worry about what high school we were going to, if we would have to make new friends, and we didn't have to find our way around a new school. We were guaranteed some sort of normalcy during a traditionally big change in a teenager's life. That consistency gave us room to grow in other ways. We made long-term friendships while watching each other change and grow into more confident versions of ourselves. But now, as we leave iTech, we all need to find a new place to go. We live in a world that expects us to have a plan by the time we're 18, that we should already know our interests, our purpose, or at least have a backup plan. But what if we don't? I don't think that's a weakness, that's just part of being 17, 18, and 19 years old. iTech's favorite acronym is FAIL, which means First Attempt in Learning, and maybe that's what this first chapter is. Not a flawless plan, but our real first attempt in learning about who we are and what we want. So, if you're still figuring things out, you aren't behind. Whether you're going to university, trade school, getting a job, taking a gap year, going to the military, or you still aren't sure yet, know that uncertainty isn't a setback. Lives aren't interesting when they're perfectly planned. They're meaningful when there's risk, discovery, and surprise. As we get ready to celebrate this milestone, I wish you the best of luck in the next stage of your life. Remember to take advantage of opportunities presented to you, even if they're scary at the moment. Congratulations, Class of 2025. Next, I'd like to welcome Avery Hughes Davis up to the stage.
Hello, everyone. I'm Avery Hughes Davis, and it is an honor to be speaking to you all this evening. Today is the day. We all made it. I know that some of us feel extremely ready to graduate from high school and to move on, while others might be slightly more hesitant about reaching this milestone and beginning our next chapter. But no matter our feelings, we cannot change the fact that our graduation night is here. Times of change can be very daunting. It may seem as if our whole world is rearranging itself and everything that we know to be comfortable and familiar is leaving us. But change and growth are crucial. They are what make us human, in being resilient, able to adapt, and to face the next challenge, whatever it may be. I am sure I'm not just speaking for myself when I say I'm glad I'm not the same person I was when we started off in the 6th grade. I would bet that in another 7 years, we all will feel that way, looking back at our current selves and this very first step in our journey after high school. We will not be the same people. That is the gift of time. It gives us the ability to grow, change, and become different, better versions of ourselves. We will have the opportunity to continue refining the ideas of who we want to be again and again. Tonight, as I stand before you, I would like to encourage you to seize every single one of these opportunities. But we should not forget the lessons we learned about ourselves and the world around us during high school. These were valuable lessons that we can use to shape and evolve our future selves. There is a quote that I believe encapsulates our time here. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. We have been planting the garden of our mind during these past years, and tomorrow has finally arrived. Now, we must believe in that tomorrow and go boldly forward. We must believe in the capacity within us all to live a life of fullness. We must have the strength to ignore the voices that try to limit us, especially if they come from within ourselves. Rise up to meet your goals, whatever they may be, then challenge yourself to exceed them. Be the garden that not only sustains you, but continually grows into something different and more abundant than the previous version. Never allow someone else to decide what you can and can't achieve. Explore, develop, and grow. You own your experience, and your curiosity should lead you throughout your entire life. We are all going in many different directions. No two of our lives will look the same. But I ask you to please ensure that there is one thing that does look the same between us all. That no matter what you do it as your best self. Whether in your career, college, or family, when you wake up in the morning, wake up to go out and win. To be kind, to be generous, to be curious, and to be your best self as you do so. You may never know the scope of the difference that you make, but you must know and remember that you do make a difference. I want to thank everyone for the support you have given us, the students, on our journey through high school. Thank you, parents. Thank you, family. And thank you, staff, administrators, our board of directors, and Dr. Snell. Your support has helped us in ways that we may not even realize yet. To all of us, the graduates, I remind you that the future is ours for the taking. We simply must have the courage to reach out and seize it. Now, let's graduate. I would now like to invite Mr. Mead back to the podium.
Thank you to our speakers. Let's give them one more round of applause. The trials, successes, tears, and joys of the last 12 years of school culminate in this graduation ceremony. Commencement signifies a transition for these students. Before we solidify that transition, we'd like to recognize that every student has unique talents and abilities, which distinguish them from each other and add richness of diversity to this class. On May 29th, our students were recognized at a special senior celebration for their talents and abilities on the local, state, and national level. We're extremely proud of the honors bestowed upon the members of the graduating class of 2025. Tonight, however, we'd like to recognize a few groups for their success in academics and service to iTech. The first group I wish to mention is a special group of students that have provided leadership to their class and to the school community as members of the associated student body. These seniors have dedicated their time, creativity, and energy to the school beyond their many other academic and activity obligations. Students, when I read your name, please stand and remain standing. Mohammed Al-Jawadi, Leah Andrade, Tyler Dick, Olivia Drubay, Malachi Haynes, Avery Hughes Davis, Isabel McCauley, Molly Pendleton, and Annie Vasquez Preuss. Thank you, students. You may be seated. The next group to recognize is our honors students. This group is comprised of those who are members of the National Honors Society, those with academic honors, which requires a 3.25 GPA or higher, and our Washington State honors recipients, who are among the top 10% of the students in the entire state of Washington due to their GPA and high SAT scores. At this time, I would like all the honors students to stand for their recognition as I call their names and remain standing. Mohammed Al-Jawadi, Henry Bachman, Isis Barca, Aiden Christian, Vincent Davis, Tyler Dick, Olivia Drubay, Audrey Fruch, Derek Gaskin, Desmond Goro, Brennan Gregg, Hartzell Ham, Ethan Heaps, Jackson Hull, Maxwell Houston, Avery Hughes Davis, Lauren Knight, Neil Langford, Jeanette Lindberg, Aiden McCallum, Isabel McCauley, Oliver Murray, Dylan Olson, Gavin Parks, Molly Pendleton, Maddox Perry, Jen Probst, Reed Russin, Natasha Saladin, Caden Salzberg, Emma Schmallenberger, Mark Shaw Brewer, Jackson Straits, Alyssa Tysakan Vellante, Saturn Venglass, Gabriel Vergara, and Curtis Yeager. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, you may be seated. We can shake the hands out. That was a lot of honors students. Next, I'd like to recognize a group of students who have contributed to build the bridge between high school and university level work. They have continued to demonstrate that high school students are capable of succeeding at the university level. This group has taken classes at Washington State University, Vancouver, a Division I research institution. This early college opportunity is only afforded to iTech students and requires they demonstrate advanced skills, maturity, and commitment to challenging themselves academically. Would the following students please stand and remain standing? Mohammed Al-Jawadi, Joshua Avalos Robles, Tyler Dick, Audrey Fruch, Brennan Gregg, Ethan Heaps, Avery Hughes Davis, Parker Kennedy, Lauren Knight, Aiden McCallum, Tucker Pintler, Jen Probst, and Curtis Yeager. Let's give them all a round of applause. Students, please be seated. I'd next like to acknowledge another high-level academic accomplishment achieved by 17 of our graduates. These graduates have earned their associate's degree from Clark College as they simultaneously completed their graduation requirements with Vancouver iTech Preparatory. Would the following students receiving their associate's degree from Clark College please stand when your name is called and remain standing? Aiden Christian, Tyler Dick, Olivia Drubay, Audrey Fruch, Desmond Goro, Jackson Hole, Jeanette Lindberg, Abram Morales Rosas, Oliver Murray, Gavin Parks, Molly Pendleton, Maddox Perry, Natasha Saladin, Caden Salzberg, Alyssa Tysakan Vellante, Saturn Venglass, and Joseph Yuso. Let's give them all a round of applause. You may be seated. In lieu of salutatorians and valedictorians, Vancouver Public Schools recognizes the students who have obtained a GPA that places them in the top 5% of the graduating class. For iTech, this consists of 4 students. This high academic honor, this is a high academic honor, and I would like to recognize the members of the class of 2025 who have earned this honor by asking them to come to the center of the stage to receive a medallion in recognition of their accomplishments. Please hold your applause until all honors students have received their awards. This time, I'd ask Ms. Waterman and the following students to join me at the front of the stage. Audrey Fruch, Avery Hughes Davis, Dylan Olson, and Jen Probst. Come on up. And once they all have their awards, they'll stand up here if anybody wants to snap a quick picture with them and Ms. Waterman. All right, let's give them a round of applause. All right, thank you. You may return to your seats. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Zach Totfest to present the Citizenship Award.
Good evening. It is now my pleasure to present the Citizenship Award. This award is the highest recognition the faculty gives to two graduating seniors. The Citizenship Award is granted with the following points in mind. The recipients must demonstrate a willingness and dependability, a democratic spirit, a high level of character, and work for the good of the group rather than oneself. The recipients of this award will have their names engraved on a larger school plaque that will hang in our front office for all our community to note. Will these highly deserving and respected recipients of the Citizenship Award for the class of 2025 please join us on the stage as I read your name. Avery Hughes Davis. And Lauren Knight. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Mead back to the podium for the awarding of the diplomas.
The highlight of this evening's program is the awarding of the diplomas. I would like to present the 71 members of the 2025 graduating class of Vancouver iTech Preparatory. These students are recommended by the faculty and administration to receive their diplomas this evening. At this point, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Vancouver Public Schools Board Director Kyle Sproul.
Good evening. It is a true honor to be here tonight to celebrate the culmination of 13 years of hard work, dedication, and an investment in yourselves. You completed all the exams, all the essays, all the big projects to arrive here tonight, your graduation. But of course, this isn't the end. Tonight really marks the beginning of your next chapter. I was pretty captivated by the theme of tonight's graduation, Launchpad. You are here tonight ready to launch. You have reached your first destination, and now you're off on a new journey, a journey towards your next destination. That cycle will keep repeating throughout your life. Just as you undoubtedly face challenges on the journey that led you here, there will be challenges, bumps in the road, detours in your next journey. And at times, the journey might feel too hard. Keep learning from these challenges, stay resilient in the setbacks, and stay flexible to the detours. This journey, the process and work of reaching your goals, is where the magic happens. And it is what makes reaching the destination so rewarding. And it's what will make the next destination more attainable. As one of my favorite writers and philosophers, Ralph Waldo Emerson, so simply said, "It's not the destination, it's the journey." I wish you all the very best on your journey ahead. And now, the good part. On behalf of Vancouver Public Schools Board of Directors, I attest and certify that the students presented to you have met the graduation requirements established by the state of Washington and the Vancouver Public Schools. It is my deep honor to accept the graduating class of 2025 from Vancouver iTech Preparatory and confer upon you a high school diploma. Congratulations.
Vancouver Public Schools recognizes the path to graduation and post-high school success is achieved through a range of learning opportunities for our students. This evening, we're here to recognize and award diplomas to those individuals who have met the graduation diploma requirements. It's our duty as Vancouver Public Schools to recognize and award diplomas to this year's graduating class of 2025. Reading the names of the students will be faculty members who were selected by the senior class for this honor. I'd like to invite the following teachers to the podium: Mr. John Zingali and Mr. Timothy Larson.
Would the first row of graduates please stand and approach the podium? Grayson Everett Abold. Diego Kinalu Aguirre. Mohammed Wissam Al-Jawadi. Molly Aaron Allen Sherratt. Leah Andrade. Jasmine Andrew. Joshua Avalos Robles. Henry Bachman. Megan Victoria Barber. Isis Aaliyah Barca. Zoe May Burge. Alexis Mia Chinnicky. Aiden Christian. Megan Davidson. Vincent Lycus Alexander Davis. DeLuca Dybel. Tyler Dick. Alexander Deluzio. Olivia Drubay. Yazid Sebastian Ocampo. Tyler Scott Human Fields. Audrey Anna Frook. Derek Royce Gaskin. Benjamin Riley Katsanis.
Parker James Kennedy. Lauren Monroe Knight. Neil Langford. Jeanette Beaupre Lindberg. Aiden McCallum. Isabel Tuesday McCauley. Jadance Ariella Lopez. Abraham Jose Morales Rosas. Oliver Murray. Dylan Thomas Olson. Gavin Parks. Caleb Patterson. Molly Margaret Pendleton. Maddox Ray Perry. Tucker Pentler. Jen Marie Probst. Garrison Harold Rains. Jeremy Rigdon. Reed Russin. Natasha Saladin. Caden Salzberg. Emma Schmallenberger. Mark Aaron Shaw Brewer. Layla Jade Smith. Zane Brian Spratt. Willow Stady. Isaiah Stewart. Jackson Strait. Alyssa Tysican Volante. Hugo Vargas Zamora. Annie Vasquez Preuss. Saturn Venglass. Gabriel Vergara Andrade Guillen. Curtis Yeager. Joseph Yuso. At this time, I would like to invite the dignitaries to return to their seats and turn it over to Mr. Mead.
Graduates, would you please stand? This is the big moment. Graduates, please move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, graduates of the 2025 class of Vancouver iTech Preparatory. At this time, I would like to ask our former students to begin their processional as graduates of Vancouver Public Schools and Vancouver iTech Preparatory. Once a Raven, always a Raven.